And have you seen how the tree bends from the electromagnetic field?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Well,
maybe
you ever notice that most of them are tilted? UFOs, you know,
yeah. Seem to be
that's because they have to have a reflection from the ground. And what it is they concentrate. They have a way of concentrating and open up airspace. They don't have a propulsion system. They flow. They fall through it. Mm-hmm. And when you have nothingness like space, that's where we're able to achieve, or stars are able to achieve such high speeds, because there's no resistance. They don't need a propulsion. All they need to do is fall through it. So when there's nothingness, like the bullet, the speed of sound is 1,150 feet per second. Mm-hmm. And when you see a bullet go, you can see the split in the air. What do you think is in between that split? Nothing. So if a bullet was able to fire a bullet backwards into the cone that it opened and keep it open, mm-hmm. that bullet could achieve any speed. And they really don't have a propulsion system. It's just, I don't know, it's like going down a slippery tube. It's just an open cone of nothing, but it's got to have a reflection. And when they're going straight, they use the atmosphere to do it.
We have this question here from the Fast Blast. Jim wants to know, what about the human, when you see humans and their eyes turn black when they're extremely angry? You know what? I think I've seen that.
That's demonic possession.
Okay. Then we have
the reptilians that I've seen, their eyes were bright yellow with slits.
Kind of like a goat?
Like a cat or a goat, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It was really scary and eerie.
Yeah, it scares me. All right, we have this question. James Casbolt stated some military were translated to an underground base where they were in a semi-conscious state but were unable to move. They saw a woman on a wheel being used for rape by reptilians. Have you ever seen anything like that? Are there any women in underground bases being used for sex slaves?
Yes, I can confirm that from other people that have been in a little bit deeper than me. James Casbolt is telling everything that I heard him say was the truth. Everything I heard him say. Now, is he I don't remember. Is he born-again Christian now, isn't
he? I think so. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back.
I can tell you that he's telling you the truth, and he's scared.
Now, I do know that.
He went a little bit deeper probably than I did. I feel sorry for him. I'm sure he from what I understand,
it took him a while to come out.
On the run, is he not?
Yeah. It took him a while to come out. You know, talking about black eyes, and I see this here on the live chat line. John McCain's eyes seem to be very black, like there's kind of just go in.
Yeah, I've got reason to believe that he's reptilian.
Okay, well that answers somebody else's question because they want to know, and I agree. I mean if that's the telltale sign, then we may definitely have some of these people walking amongst us.
He has features of it in his normal state.
Yeah, I would say that too. I can't even believe he's even getting time. I'm thinking, dude, this dude's like this dude could kill you, if he wanted to, just by looking at him.
Oh yeah, I believe in his original state. He is. Mm-hmm. It's almost undeniable, and he's got a lot of influence. And if you notice something about this political race this time, there's really no agenda. You know why? Number one, they all know Bush, I believe, is going to stay in power. But number two, in a war like this, who wants to carry that ball and run with it? I wouldn't. Anybody with any common sense knows it can't be fixed. We're in a quagmire. We call it in the military, when you were in trouble, you were in a soup sandwich. This war is a soup sandwich. And so that's exactly what it is. It's a soup sandwich. And would you want to take the ball? Would you want to, pass, they pass the torch or pass the buck? Would you want to carry that? I don't think any of them want to. I think that they're running to press their agenda on what they would like to see happen, or they would like to tickle the public's ears, but they're all liars, every one of them. They all tell you what you want to hear, because how many times do, when they tell a story, they'll retract it as soon as they see it doesn't work. I'll give you a good example of that. Remember when Mayor Nagin said that they had been judged by God? Do you remember that?
Who said that?
Mayor Nagin. He said that we had been judged by God.
Yeah, that must have been before he said that he was going to make it a chocolate city, yeah.
And what happened to that? Well, they persecuted him and said he wasn't fit for duty, he was crazy, blah, 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 blah. And what did he do? The very next day he retracted that story. And what happened 2 weeks after that? They had an F5 tornado to have insult to injury, didn't they? God judged him for saying that. He retracted the story if he was stuck with the story. In other words, that's the kind of man that's not going to love his life unto the death. He's a sellout.
And we have okay.
When I watch his face when he retracted it, I seen fear. They scared him into that. FEMA is one of the most dangerous entities that there is. They're run by the Illuminati or the Reptilians, and so is Weather Underground. That's another dangerous entity. Weather Underground has a good website for weather, but they're uncannily accurate on what they say. I remember one time we were watching it, and it said there was going to be a hailstorm over our house, and it gave the approximate time of 58 seconds of nickel-size hail, and 58 seconds, by golly, we had nickel-size hail falling. And HARP is another one. That's another story I could go into on another time. I know a lot about HARP, and HARP had made a statement that they own the weather now, but they haven't mastered the winter yet. Well, that's funny, because in the Bible it says, pray that your flight not take place during the winter or on the Sabbath. And when God tells you to pray against something, it usually means it's going to happen then.
Now, we have this question.
So, HARP is part of it, too. That's a reptilian or a demonically run organization. They all are.
We have a kind of a question thrown out to the Edge listeners, and the question is kind of a statement. Doesn't McCain mean son of Cain? So somebody knows the answer to that.
Yes, it does.
Okay, well, there you go. That's he's gone, man. Okay, that dude needs to get out here.
There's just no doubt. That McCain, he
okay, now, all right. We have this question here. Has our government made a treaty with the reptilians so they don't take us over?
Yes, they have. They haven't made a treaty. They made a no choice. Our way or the die way.
Okay.
And they've displayed extraordinary powers to the government, and I believe that since they fell prey to that deception, that God has not displayed His power back to them, because if that's what they want, that's what they get, because God gives you a choice. I've learned that the devil will twist your arm and make you do something, and then turn around and call you a scumbag for doing it. So they fell prey to that, and so in their minds they're thinking, okay, where's God displaying His power? We see these guys displaying theirs, and so they fell prey to the deception of the reptilians can be God, or there's going to be this big New Age mothership land and make peace on the earth. That's just so ridiculous. If you knew what I did and seen what I did, you'd know how ridiculous it was.
We have this question in, evidently, because you mentioned earlier, for people to Google Area 51. Somebody did that, and